Welcome back to another episode of Teen Talks Podcast. Today we are with my good friend Ninos.
What's up?
So Ninos is a investor. What would you call yourself?
I'm a marketer, investor, entrepreneur. Just
Yeah.
like the whole thing, I guess.
There you go. So I knew Ninos back in the day, like the soccer Von days. This guy was like a striker, goal scorer.
Yeah.
Once this guy got the ball, we would have to like literally clip his legs in order for him not to score.
You're not wrong.
I remember your coaches being like, "Yo, pass the ball to Ninos, pass the ball to Ninos." It's like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, man.
But
I remember those days.
And then I do remember you used to referee with Nicholas
Yep.
at the indoor, I don't even know, sportsplex, something like that. What's it called?
Outdoor too.
Outdoor, indoor, yeah. So I remember all that. But then one day, Ninos, we ran into each other at the barber shop. And we were just catching up, and this guy was telling me all about his little investing and stocks and all this stuff. And to me, it's gibberish. Like I don't know anything about it. I always see it online. It's always so popular, and I'm over here like, am I missing out, or are all these just memes and like kind of pyramid schemes? Like I don't know a lot about it. So I brought you on to talk about it because I know how important investing is at a young age and how crypto is literally the new currency of the next generation. So I wanted to ask you, how did you start up with this crypto or investing or entrepreneur lifestyle?
The whole journey started back at the end of grade 10. I was on YouTube and I came across an Alex Becker ad. Right, Alex Becker was like a guru at the time, teaching like different business models you can do online and stuff. So one of them caught my attention, and it was dropshipping. You're basically taking wholesale products and selling them for a retail price with no inventory. You only ship it out once you actually make the sale, right? So there's very low risk on that end. The only risk is marketing. So this caught my attention because, it's a low risk business model. Not much upfront capital is required. So I thought, why not take the chance with it? So I started it at the end of grade 10, first semester, my bad. So like January, right? I started it in January and I failed for like 6 months.
How much money did you lose?
About 1,000. So I took it really slow. Like I wasn't going too hard at it for the first 3 months, and like the last 3 months I went hard and I just failed. Like nothing was going well. No sales were coming in. So I was like, you know what? It's time I learned from someone who's had success before, right? Because the stuff on YouTube just wasn't working. So I paid like a mentor, a coach, and I ended up getting scammed for $1,000.
No
right?
way.
So the 1,000 I took to pay him was like a loan from my parents.
But
Right.
how did you get scammed? Like, what was it? He just
blocked me.
He talked.
Just blocked after paying the e-transfer.
So
There's so many scummy people out there. It's
how
ridiculous.
do you avoid that if you wanted to be like some sort of drop?
Yeah, so see, I'm like 15 years old, all hyped up to learn and stuff. I'm willing to pay anyone who's ready, who's gonna teach me, right? So I didn't do my research on him. I didn't see his comments were all fake. I didn't see like he's not even in the space. Like I didn't do my due diligence. I got like an automated DM. Hey, if you want to learn drop shipping, whatever, DM us here. I just fell for that, right?
Yeah.
I was hungry at the time. So you got to be careful like when you're paying for coaches and stuff and like
agree,
courses in general. So after that, I took like a little break and I decided to do like sales basically for commission. I was an affiliate marketer. So I was no longer selling my own product. I was selling other people's products for a commission, other people's services, digital products, whatever it may be. So I did that for a month and I made $4,000, right? That 4K, I reinvested it back into dropshipping, back into like the right mentor. And the day of my birthday, September 18th, I made my first $500 in a day selling like lighters online.
Really?
Yeah. So ever since then, it's just been upwards. Obviously, we've had obstacles come and go, but that was the start of it all. The day I turned 16, it was the first successful day.
I mean, everyone could get scammed so easily. Like
very easily.
There's like so many different like schemes, and like especially sending money through e-transfer when you don't even know the guy, and there's a lot of trust that has to happen. If someone had to like look at, okay, I want to get into this, how do I know I could trust this dude? What is there to like look out for?
Well, first Google their names, publications on them, YouTube videos on them, check if they got testimonials, right? Like client success and stuff like that. I didn't do any of that for this guy. I was just hungry. He was like a year older than us, posting as if he was like a millionaire. So yeah, just some fake guy online.
There's a lot of those scammers, and especially when it comes to like pyramid schemes. Do you want to make like $1,000 a day doing drop shipping and sitting in your bed, all this stuff? Like they make it sound so easy. And I wanted to cover like, patience with this, especially the business that you're in. Like how important is patience when like whether you're investing or like drop shipping shipping or just waiting for money, doing things on your own?
It's extremely important because the way this business model works with drop shipping, right? You're testing products until you find one that clicks. That's like a winner product for you. You start making sales off of it. You know, it's consistent, profitable, and scalable. Not every product's scalable, right? And not every product works.
How do you define scalable, like with the
Like,
product?
let's say $5 a day brings back like 20. 10 would bring back 40. Kind of like that. That's like a smaller scale.
I see.
Some products aren't scalable. For the ones that are, how often can you find those? Do you have the skills to find those products, right? Like you gotta go through a checklist before you put money into this. You gotta be consistent, because let's say you test like 1, 2, 3 products and you just quit. What have you done? You just wasted your time. You built a store, you did product research, you put money into ads, you marketed your store just for what? To quit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, if you're gonna do it, you gotta go all in. And don't get it twisted. A lot of people make it seem like it's easy. It's not easy. It's simple, but it's not easy.
When they're looking at these like Instagram ads and stuff, you want to get rich quick, whatever.
Yeah.
How do those terms differentiate?
Easy is like what they make it seem like, hey, make your business today and start making $1,000 a day tomorrow, right? That's considered easy. It's not like that. What I mean by simple is the business model simple, right? Make a website, run traffic to it, sell a product, deliver once sales made. Very simple business model, but it's not easy to get that business model going.
Yeah.
Right? Because you got to develop those skills like website development, product research, marketing, content creation, all those pillars that people kind of ignore. They just see the money.
Now that we talked about drop shipping and the benefits of it and how hard it is and the patience that has to come to it and how it's not super easy, I wanted to talk about the investment part of like investing at a young age, because it's very popular now to invest. And a lot of people don't know how to do it, including me. Maybe walk us through like how someone would start to invest, you know, like create an account. Cause like for me, like, bro, like I have no idea. Like it seems like it's so overwhelming and so out of reach. And it's like you see all these people like, with, oh, buy the dip, hold. I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? So maybe like investing at a young age, how can someone start?
Yeah, so the first thing you want to learn is how markets work, right? And how they're manipulated. There's a lot more into it, like technical analysis, researching stocks and whatnot. But right now, I steer away from stocks. I'm more into crypto just because I see the opportunity in it.
What's the difference?
Crypto is like cryptocurrencies, like digital assets, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. These are different cryptocurrencies. Stocks are like shares of a company. So if you wanted to buy shares of Apple, you'd buy like the Apple stock, if that makes sense. They're two different markets, right? You can invest in both, but they're different. Right, another example of another market would be the Forex market. Trading currencies. That's something completely different.
There's so much to it.
Yeah, the one I stick to is crypto because I feel like that's the most, honestly, it's the most volatile one. So if you make your plays right, you can make the most money in that. Stocks is more like slow growth. And I feel like all like the high risk stocks that people invest in, they go down most of the time, in my opinion. I mean, there's only a few very successful stock traders I know, but there's like a ton of crypto traders that I know that are successful. Yeah. So why not just learn from like the bigger group? I still have some money in stocks, but majority of my investment money is in crypto.
So how does someone start? Like, you know, like what do they do? Make an account? Like what is Robinhood? All this, you know, bro, like it's just gibberish to me, bro. I'm just looking at all that shit like, what?
Yeah, so it depends where you're from, right? Like different countries have different exchanges. So in Canada, we got Coinbase and Binance. The one I use is Binance because Coinbase fees are like ridiculous. So Binance, you make an account on there, you buy Bitcoin, right? You can buy Bitcoin anywhere. You can use your card. Some people in Canada have like a hard time using their card because Canadian banks sometimes have those sites blocked for whatever reason. They don't want people buying crypto. So if you can't buy it with your card, you'd e-transfer on local Bitcoins. It's very simple, very easy to acquire Bitcoin. You send it to your Binance. On Binance, you trade it for whatever coin you want. Yeah. So you swap your Bitcoin for whatever coin you're trying to invest in.
So it's just a bunch of trade. Like I think that for me, it needs to be like visually laid out for me and like step-by-step walkthrough. And maybe that's why people spend money on like investor or like they spend money on people who know what they're doing.
Yeah, of course. So that's what I do a lot of the time.
What do you, cause you have like this little course that you run with people. Like what exactly do you do for the people that like buy your course?
Yeah. So my course is Shopify Scalers, right? And it has nothing to do with investing. It's more towards the dropshipping sort of stuff. It teaches you A to Z on how to like start and scale the business model, right? It shows you how to make your website, the way I do my marketing, the way I do my creatives. It shows you how I do my business model. You just replicate it step by step. I started it about a year ago and I've had like hundreds of successful students. If you go through my highlights, you can see them all.
Uh-huh.
Some of them I've never even spoken to, right? Like, it's just crazy. It's like an automated thing. You kind of just watch, go through it step by step, your own thing. But in terms of like learning, courses are great. With investing, I feel like actually having someone like talk to you is way better. I wouldn't want to learn about investing from a course because there's like different like times, right? So like, let's say something's happening in the market now. Let's say a course from last year, that's not going to benefit you too much.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well, with dropshipping, it's like been the same business model for like 5 years now.
And that's where the simple part comes in.
Yeah, like the simplicity. Obviously, there's things that change. Like the way Facebook works 2 years ago isn't the same as now. So I would just update the course, but I didn't have it 2 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, because there's a lot like to do with like everything is online now when it comes to money.
Yeah.
And I think that's why when you're oblivious to like these like stocks or crypto and all this stuff, like all these things are like gibberish to me, or like in general to like most of the people that kind of find it lazy to get in and like are kind of stuck in their ways of like, yeah, just bank or like throw it in the tax-free savings account, you know, like all this other stuff, like slow moving safe routes or retirement savings, something like that.
There's nothing wrong with that either. It's just if
like,
you want to make money,
yeah,
you can't be doing that. Like, to be honest, because it's gonna be so slow. Like, you're gonna have $1 million by the time you're 60.
Yeah. Right? I mean, because as much as you could get so much money, you could lose a lot. And it's kind of like, would you say like investing into crypto or like in general like stocks or anything is kind of like gambling at that point?
It's kind of risky, and if you don't know what you're doing, I could consider it gambling. Yeah, like if you don't know how to read charts, like do the technical analysis stuff, I feel like you're taking a gamble there.
Is that what people pay for people to kind of
people like to learn that? Yeah, and I don't know it too much, to be honest. Like, I know it very minimal, but it's like the people I learned it from are like super high levels, so it's like the little information I know is still valuable. Yeah,
that's what it's like me with like directing of like, but for people like the thing is that cheeses me, like I don't know a lot about like investments and stuff like that, but like when I see people talk about like there's like this 10-day film school thing or 14-day film school, well they teach you everything in 14 days. It's like I'm looking at that and I'm comparing it to like what I would see like in a stock market. It's like, or like a Shopify person going, hey, you want to make this much really easy, $1,000 a day, like, and I'm thinking like you can't learn the 14-day film. You're gonna learn how to market. You're not gonna learn film. Like that's not like I learned a lot in the first semester of film school. You cannot teach that in 14 days. You know, like that shit. There's a lot of valuable things that are still left in school, and I kind of want, because you had your opinions on school, and for me I have my like opinions on school and like how like it could be beneficial if you use it properly, but if you're just in it for the fucks of it, the piece of paper is not going to do anything for you. What would your opinion be on school in general for like entrepreneurs or people that kind of want to pave their own path?
Yeah, so for entrepreneurs, I feel like school's not needed at all. I dropped out of college in the first month. Or like the first 1.5 months later, I just dropped out.
First month sounds better though.
Yeah, first month, yeah. So first month I dropped out, and never looked back ever since. Like, to be honest, because I feel like if you're an entrepreneur, you don't need it. You're paving your own path. You're doing your own thing. As long as you're able to have that consistent stream of income coming in, you can provide for yourself. You'll do fine. As long as you got something going before you drop out, you should be good. But if you're just dropping out, going blindly, it's going to be tough. Your back's against the wall, and you're going to start doing things just for the money. You're not doing it because you're passionate about it. You're not doing it because it's something you enjoy.
You're just going to need it.
You're doing it because you need money now. Yeah. You don't want to fall into that path because that's when like your line of ethics moves. You start losing your morals because when you need money, you'll do anything for money.
Facts.
Right?
Scam.
You don't want to start going into the crooked path.
Yeah. That's actually a good point.
Yeah.
Clip that.
yeah,
but
for sure.
Value of money, I talked a lot about it in previous podcasts about, when you get more money, you start to lose value of like how to spend it properly. And I think that with you, especially like you're either up 100 or down there's so much flip flopping that you really don't know how much money you have in a day or how much like your net worth is. How's your like psychological mindset when it comes to money in general, like how you're spending it or how you view it, because you're either could be up so much one day and then down so much another.
Got you. So whatever you invest, it has to be money that you're willing to lose, because like once you put it in there, that's it. The risk is there for it. It's either going up or down, right? So it's got to be money that you're willing to lose. Yeah. It's not like you want to lose it. No, of course not. But it's money that like if it goes down, you shouldn't be emotionally hurt, because then you're gonna be hurt as a trader. You're gonna be as an investor too. Like, let's say you put like 10,000 into something and the next day it's 8, and you pull out because of like emotion. You just lost 2K. Yeah. But let's say you hold, right, and it goes to 12K the next week.
How do you strengthen your emotion when it comes to like, especially for new investors?
Practice. You got to go through it. The only way is to actually go through it.
You know, like just keep doing it. Keep like, it's kind of like toughening your heart a little bit, or like holding your gut, because like, when I play poker with the guys, man, and we like do like, you know, $50 buy-ins or whatever, and I lose, like, I lose that $50, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna buy it for another 50, and then I try to get it back, and I'm playing tilted, and I lose another 50. It's like, yo, I'm like down $100, and I'm like down bad in my bed, like I'm never fucking playing again, whatever. Like, I can't imagine like sleeping through a night where you're just down so much, and you just, I don't know how you do that. So how do you kind of cope with that?
It is tough, right? But for some reason, I have like this thing in my head where it's like, when I'm down money, I always say this to my mom, because sometimes I'll tell her on like, when I'm down on like a crypto on like a bad day or something, I always tell her it's like, it's fine, because I know I'm gonna be rich. Like, it's fine. I already know I'm gonna have hundreds of millions. It's only a matter of time till it's in my bank, right? So it's like, I don't have to worry. That's how I do it. That's my trick. It's like, I already know I'm gonna have hundreds of millions, so a couple thousand down is nothing.
Yeah, that's a good mindset, right? You just gotta just scale it higher, so you don't have to.
But like,
feel
what
that
happened,
bad.
like yesterday, like not yesterday, 2 days ago, I'm down like 300K on like on my crypto portfolio. Like, that's kind of crazy, but I just kept that same principle in my head. It's like, 300K is nothing when you're worth 100 mil. You're just spending that a night.
Damn, bro, damn. That's ballsy. That's ballsy to think about, because sometimes your mental could take over physical, and man, you could go nuts.
You can, yeah.
Like,
people get anxiety and all that crazy shit because of this.
Well, I don't know a lot about it, but that 2008, like that market crash or whatever, and like Wall Street was fucking going insane, and like everyone's just jumping off buildings.
People can go crazy. I know. Someone in this Telegram chat I'm in with like 20,000 traders, someone like killed themselves. Like, it's serious.
Yeah.
People get like suicidal. It's very serious. That's why they always say, invest with money that you're willing to lose, because you never know what's gonna happen to it.
When's a good way to start? Like how much money would you kind of tell someone, okay, this is the minimal amount you have to use in order to grow, but like don't go over this amount if you don't want to lose too much?
So it just depends, like how much money you have, right? I always recommend like an amount that, you know,
a percentage of the bank, I guess.
Yeah, percentage of your bank, you know. 10K is a good start, because let's say you have like 2% growth. That's like $200.
Yeah.
And you could pull that out. That's $200 in a day off of a trade.
Yeah.
And 2% is very easy to like get off of a trade, right?
That's true.
Makes sense? Because let's say you're trading with $1,000, 2% is like $20. That's not worth the trade. That's not worth the risk, right? I mean, everybody's got their own like preference. It's all preference, but in my opinion, I didn't start putting money into crypto till it was like 10K, because I knew that was like, it's at least worth it at that point.
Do you just focus on crypto, or do you kind of have like little side hustles on the side? Like, I know you have your course, which I'm guessing that's where you make most of your profit off of.
No, most of my money comes from dropshipping.
From dropshipping? Yeah. So wait, okay, hold on. You got dropshipping. Yeah. Then you got crypto. And then you got your course.
Yeah, those are like, I guess you can call them like the
revenues.
the three main streams. And then I also like run ads as like a percentage for other stores, you know. If I see like an opportunity here, I'll connect someone to someone else for a commission, right? Mm-hmm. You know, just little side things, I guess you could call them, but those are the three main streams.
Because you have a big following on Instagram. How did you grow your Instagram to that big following?
Yeah, so I grew my personal brand. At first, I was just posting content. Like on my YouTube channel, I got over 50 videos.
YouTube's so slow, bro.
Yeah, with YouTube, it's slow, but how I used it was like, it was like a back end. So it's like, let's say you come to my page, you click the link in my bio, you see a whole YouTube video just full of free content, free game, free value. Yeah. Right? That shows like, you know, social proof that I'm legit. I know what I'm talking about. Because if you go to my YouTube videos, you watch the content, you'll know I know what I'm talking about. I'm not just like another fake guru 15-year-old kid.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
The way I grew it, right, was through giveaway loops, right? How that works is like 6ix9ine just did one, right? So he has like a MacBook behind him, and he'll be like, if you want to win this MacBook, all you got to do is follow everyone that this page is following. That page is following me and like 40 other people. You're going to follow everyone that page is following. Yeah. That's how I grew my followers to like 30K. When I hit 30K, that's when I started running paid Instagram story, like traffic ads to my page, offering my services, just showing my stuff, trying to grow my YouTube that way.
How much did you spend on just
a couple thousand?
Yeah.
All these things are like just a couple thousand, like 2 to like 5K. You can get 15 to 30K followers from one giveaway.
Yeah.
right? Some of them can be like 50K if they're doing someone big like Ronaldo or Kim Kardashian or something.
Yeah. Wow.
Right.
And you're part of that.
Yeah, not all of them, right? I just wanted to grow to 30, 50K and then run paid traffic to go like to whatever.
So once you kind of like stop paying them, they go unfollow.
It's not once you stop paying them. It's once like they win once there's a giveaway winner, the people that followed you for that reason, a lot will unfollow. So let's say you get 15K, you'll probably be left with 10K, right? But then the thing was, once I had 30K and I'm running those paid traffic ads, you see a guy with 30K blessed content on YouTube, right? You're gonna follow him now because like his content's pure. He's got a following, right? So it's all about like the image and just growing.
That's why like I'm thinking about it, like doing like some sort of giveaway for like the podcast. Even though all those people won't like follow me like or keep following me, a percentage of them will stay. And like my content will just be always on their page. I'm thinking about like traction at that point, and it's like, is that really like worth it? But then again, like when you click on someone's page, and the first thing you look at is the ratio, right?
Yeah,
Following and followers. I have like 185 or something like that, like maybe a little less on Instagram, and I'm like, if I put $100 gift card giveaway and I just spend $100 and just give away something, I could have people post on the story and like like follow me and gain like maybe like 500 followers from there. Is it worth that $100?
I'll do like $50, $100, $200, whatever it may be. Well, I haven't ran one in a while, to be honest. I've been posted on my Instagram feed. Well, actually the most recent time, but then ever since then it's been like months ago.
Yeah. What are you doing right now? What is keeping you occupied, I guess?
Dropshipping, crypto, my clients, right?
Yeah, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you manage all of that? Like, how do you balance everything? Like, I can't imagine with high school too. Like, you know, just trying to graduate with all this stuff going on. It's like, I don't need this, but I kind of want a high school diploma. Like, you know, I don't want to be a high school dropout, so I'll just pass. Like, how are your grades? Were your grades mediocre because of you were so busy?
So in like grade 9, 10, I was like an 80, 90 student, and then grade 11, 12, that's when things like went to like 60, 70.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I had some classes where it was like 80, but it wasn't the important ones.
11 and 12, people are taking like courses that they don't really want to take. They probably think they like need it for like university or something. For me, I knew exactly what I wanted. Like I knew I wanted to go to film school. I knew that science in grade 11 would be fucking useless, and like I literally just focused on photography, to be honest, because that like he's like my mentor for film. And I just took like English or whatever. Like I took spares because I didn't need these courses. Like I needed 6 uni courses to get in my film program, but everything didn't give a fuck about the marks. They needed portfolio. They needed a good portfolio in order to get into my program. And I built that portfolio throughout those 2 years instead of taking like bullshit courses, right? I took the fun courses, I guess. Yeah. Just so I could focus. Like I remember in grade 12, man, I got a fucking like horrible in English. I never get like English was probably like my favorite subject. I got so bad in English because all I was doing was creating videos for photography. Like all those videos back there, every single one of those videos I did in grade 12.
Yeah, man, you get busy. You get busy with projects. It's the way life goes.
And I'm not gonna fucking worry about I'm like I don't care about the marks itself. And I think that's why with school too, like my elective courses, if I get C's for like psych or bio anatomy or something that I don't really care for, if I'm getting C's and D's in my fucking major courses, there's a problem there, you know? Definitely. And when people go to school and they major in like oh, I don't know what to do on, so I'm just do communications and I'm just gonna get a degree and then I'm gonna work an office job 9 to 5. Like no, figure out what your passion is, you know? Take that break, whatever you like doing, fucking take that break. Don't take a year off to just chill, because that's what people do. They take a year off and like, okay, I'm gonna take a year off of school, and then they just get lazy and complacent. Like take a year off, do what you need to do, maybe co-op with someone, maybe work with someone, network, because that's huge too. Like I want to talk about like networking. That's
actually how I grew, to be honest. Your network is your net worth. Yeah. That's literally facts.
Like I would say most of my people that I'm working with now, all through people who know other people. What is your opinion on like working for free or doing things for free without getting like some sort of income?
No, I think working for free is great if you're doing it for experience and you're doing it to learn, right? Like, for example, let's say I was going to work under someone that was in the dropshipping industry for free. It's not like I'm working for free. I'm still learning and getting that experience so that then once I'm done working for him for free, I can implement that on my own.
What would you say would be a good investment when you're like just starting out?
As like a personal investment, the way you invest in that is just by learning, and how you do that is by buying like a course, books, mentors, seminars, whatever it may be, right? And you got to make sure that the people giving you that information are actually like reputable people, because let's say you're learning the wrong information, you're doing yourself more damage than good.
For me, most of my things that I learned were through mistakes or through experiences, and I think that a lot of people get caught up in like, okay, I'm gonna do a course, I'm gonna listen to this guy, I'm gonna create notes, I'm gonna do it. But if you're not actually in the market, if you're not actually risking money, if there's no risk, it's like playing poker with no buy-in. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go all in because I fucking want your chips. But if I lose it, fuck it, why not? But when you have $100 on the line, you're gonna think twice about it, right?
Yeah.
I think that's why I like school to a point where I get why people think it's a waste of time, or I thought it was a waste of time. But for me, bro, like, we're all lazy. We're all naturally lazy. If we don't have some sort of deadline, some sort of structure, it's hard to get up and do what we want to do. That's why when you were talking in that barbershop that day, this is what I'm going to be doing. I started this young, I invested this much amount of money. I got loans from my parents. You took a lot of risk. And a lot of people are like, always talk about it. Like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But they don't do it. They don't do it. And I think it's easier said than done. Right. So, I mean, what do you think about starting out, like, you know, getting over those nerves, right? Because it's a lot of money you're risking. And even if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, like, it could get scary.
Yeah, so the best way to put it is figure out what your goals are first and then plan out how to get there.
Yeah.
Right? Simple as that. And if getting there involves taking risk, then that means you're going to have to take risks.
Yeah. My brothers, okay? Nicholas is all about doing. Like he literally created a whole gym in our basement in a matter of 3 months.
Yeah, it's
Put
insane.
all his money into it, fucking all the McDonald's money, whatever, refereeing money.
Yeah.
He says, fuck this shit. I'm going to use this time for during Corona, and I'm going to benefit myself. I read books. He was listening to audio books and like watching gurus and Athlete X every single fucking day. And like, you know, just trying to better himself. And if you guys want, you could go and look at the podcast. I'll put it up here. Me and Nick talk all about his experience of growth. And it's a lot. Like he when he has a goal in mind, he puts it to, like, he just does it no matter what. And sometimes it could be a little bit frustrating because it's like, yo, like, you're not thinking it through and you're just doing, and then you don't think it through, and sometimes he fucks up. On the other hand, you got my oldest brother. All he does is think it through, and all he does is think, and he doesn't do. So where can you find that balance of like thinking and doing? Like, where is that balance?
Yeah, so that just comes with planning and then taking action. So it seems like one brother's just taking action and the other's just planning.
Yeah.
Right? That's from what you're telling me.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's how you like kind of perfect that sort of formula. It's like learn and then take action, right? Because I feel like that was my mistake in the beginning, was I was just taking action without even learning.
Yeah.
You got to learn, then take action afterwards.
How much learning can you really acquire without taking action? If that makes sense.
That's a good question. I feel like there's never enough because you're always going to be learning, but I feel like you should to the point where you feel comfortable in taking action. So let's say you're in the market, but you're like having a hard time sleeping. You've made a mistake.
Yeah.
Right? You've done something wrong.
Yeah, that's a good point. What do you think about investing into memes? Because we got this thing called like Doge Coin, and like people talking about like random coins, trying to get people to pitch in and buy it just so that the cent goes up, and they're just like penny stocks, I guess.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So what are your opinions on that? Like people just investing into memes at that point?
Honestly, those are just like basic pump and dumps. Majority of them. The people that are posting those TikToks got in way before you did, and you're just helping them pump it up for them to dump on you. But honestly, you can make money off of that. Like you can definitely capitalize on some pump and dumps if you get in before.
If you get in like the dip.
But it's not like a consistent, sustainable way of making money.
Yeah.
That's considered gambling because you're not even investing. You're just getting in a coin because someone told you to, because it's about to pump. It's about to pump.
Yeah.
Right. But you're not investing because you believe in the company. You see it. You see its future.
And that's where the learning part comes into.
Yeah.
Right? Because some people could like get in quickly. It's like any sort of gambling, right? Like you could buy the dip, and it's just like, oh, cross your fingers. Well, the more I promote it, the more it's gonna go up, and But that's why I'm like thinking like, oh, we got to get into this, we got to get into that. Like I'm telling your brothers, bro, we gotta get into Tesla or Bitcoin. Like I'm seeing all these things. Like I'm feeling like I genuinely think the marketing is working because I genuinely feel like I'm missing out.
Yeah, it's FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yeah. Is that what it's called?
It's called FOMO, yeah.
And like, what do you think of that? Like, how do you like overcome it, or not only overcome it, but like kind of tell yourself like, nah, this is not what they make it out to be.
Yeah, so the FOMO comes from the marketing, right? So let's say I'm invested in a stock and I tell you like, yeah, yo, like you got to get in, You're getting now FOMO, right? You get in because of what I told you is just, you're purely getting in because of that FOMO, which is completely wrong. You got to be getting in for your own reasons. Like, as I said, do you believe in the company? Do you see it like improving and all that?
And all these come from kind of like more experienced investors or not stockbrokers. I'm probably getting all these fucking
stock traders, I guess.
Stock traders, like all these people that are kind of more experienced and they know their ways. But how can someone like for you, when you're like investing, right? Or do you give advice on how to invest or crypto, or is it just
No, I don't do any.
Shopify?
I don't do any coaching or anything with investing.
Okay, cool.
Just
cool.
Shopify.
So like for someone like, doesn't Giannis do coaching with that, or is that
I think he does stocks. Yeah.
Yeah. So like for someone like Giannis, right? How does someone trust like someone like Giannis who is our age, and then someone who's like 30 years old with experience, right? Like how does someone differentiate? Like, you know, if you have more experience, I'd rather trust you, right? What's the difference? Or is it just, you know, there's a plateau when it comes to it, and it's kind of like once you know all of it, or once you know enough, then you're good.
No, there's no plateau, but the thing is, those two different people have different experiences. So you can learn different things from Giannis that you wouldn't learn from this 30-year-old man.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a lot, man. I think that's with investing. It could get complicated because there's no really way to define it, because it's always going up and down. And I think we covered a lot when it comes to like psychological things, and right, like spending your money. I think we kind of looked over that because we went on tangents. But spending your money on day to day, like how do you look at that? Because I know when you make a lot and you feel like rich, and then you could be like losing that the next day. So like how do you like spend your money, and how do you like think about it? Is it like that millionaire mindset that you have, like don't worry, I'm gonna spend this amount because I'm gonna get this much back? Or do you think that you could turn too greedy and kind of just lose it all if you don't have some sort of strong footprint?
So I'm not like really a big spender. I just have like these little phases, right? Like stupid phases. But like at this age, what is there really to be spending on?
Yeah, that's
like,
why
are you wasting your money?
Yeah, like clothes. I just put a bunch of money into like clothes because it's like, you're gonna need.
Yeah,
some
like I got
clothes.
some drip, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, don't put all your money into it.
Yeah, like that's why like you always want to reinvest into yourself. So like I usually spend my money on like through experiences. That's what I go through. Like
Definitely.
if it's like if I'm going to the cottage or
And
something,
it's
like
content.
alcohol, or yeah, exactly, right. Like if I go to the cottage and spend money on some alcohol, or if I go to Wasaga and I spend money on some jet skis, or go to the bar and spend money on some like a booth, whatever. Like that's totally cool with me. Or like most of my money goes into equipment, right? So like I just upgraded my mics, and I upgraded my cameras and my lights and all that stuff. Like that's what I spend most of my money on. Or like if I'm like taking someone out, like through the money, like that shit, like that's cool with me. But I can't imagine like the scale that you have when it comes to like money. Like me, like a couple grand here and there, right? I mean, throughout the summer swimming lessons, it pumps a good amount of money, and it's all cash too, so there's no risk. What was the biggest loss where like where you were like the most down bad about? What end up?
Yeah, it was the $300,000 like 2 days ago.
Really?
Yeah, that's been my biggest like one day hit. The thing with crypto is that it just had its like massive bull run. Like for example, I don't know if you saw my Snapchat stories. I posted a call. It was cake. This thing went from $5.20 to $20 in 5 days. I made $100K in 5 days with that play. That play fed so many people on my Snapchat story because a lot of people got in. That kind of shows you like that market's kind of in like that now. It's in a bubble because everybody's just printing money so quickly.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to be able to identify those bubbles.
Yeah.
Right? And right now that bubble just bursted like 2 days ago.
So you
Bitcoin went from like 60K to like 30K. Like, that's crazy.
Like that's the thing with like it's not hard cash. It's liquefied.
It's all there.
Right?
It's digital. But it's crazy because you can buy a house with it. That's the crazy thing that people like when I told my friend I made what X amount in X days, right? He's like, but is that real money? And I'm like, bro, I could go buy a Benz if I wanted to right now with that money. It's Bitcoin. You just transfer it and that's it. It's crazy. People don't get that. They still think it's like fake assets.
I think it's a future of money, and that's why I want to get into it, but it's just, I don't know, bro. I just don't know enough. And to be honest, I don't know if I want to put that much effort into it.
Yeah.
So you know, like how much, like if I'm not going all out, I don't want to do it at all. That's kind of like the thing.
Well, you kind of think about it like a secondary bank. Instead of having a savings account, you make this thing like your savings account, and you just put into like the right place, whatever you believe in.
And that's where you get like someone to do it for you, so you don't gotta kind of learn. You could do it physically, but all the plays can be guided through like Discord. Again, bro, thank you for coming on. I think there's a lot of things that we kind of learned, or some tips on getting into investing. You know, the patience of how it's not super easy. I think in conclusion, like like people just make it sound so much easier easier than it actually is, and they underestimate the amount of work that you have to put in. It's not easy, right? Avoiding people's pump and dumps through, you know, fucking investing into memes, or if you are going to be the pump and dump, make sure you're early so you could dump it when all the other people are trying to get in.
As bad as that sounds, I mean, you don't want you're either going to be the guy who's making money or losing.
Money.
There's no in between.
Yeah, so I think there's a lot of things that people could take out of it, especially like young investors or people that are already in the business. But yeah, bro, if you want, you could shout out anything that you have.
Yeah, definitely. Just shoot me an Instagram follow at Ninos.
That's another episode of Teen Talks Podcast. If you guys did enjoy the video, like, subscribe, comment. I should say that at the beginning because people probably don't make it this far. But I do appreciate any sort of interaction because I do work hard on these podcasts to get it out every Friday. But yeah, that's episode 28. Wow. Holy fuck.
Dope.
That's fire. Thank you guys for watching.